Hey, folks, welcome back to another episode of Mountain Bike Q&A. I am your host, Johnny U. Thanks for stopping by, kids. I'm always playing with my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know. But it has been a minute. It's just been like a month since I've done one of these. I've had to take a little break, just life. Life gets in the way all the time when you want to do something fun like creating. But yeah, so I went on vacation. I'm putting together a vacation video vlog, if you will. I hope you guys watch that. It's a lot of fun. My wife, if you guys think I'm somewhat of a goofball, my wife is out there. So it's really fun to do. But thanks again for stopping by. If you're new, could you hit one of those like and subscribe buttons right down there? It's free, doesn't cost anything, makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And also, when this goes up on Spotify, or if you're listening on Spotify, I'm there. If you hear one of my podcasts, give one of those little stars or whatever. Again, it's totally free. It helps me out. It lets me know that I'm doing something okay. It's not me. It's always my guests that you guys come in for. So I'm happy to have all the guests that I've had. And this is actually episode, I think, 85. What? 85? I was going to quit after 3 because it was like my mom and my wife were the only subscribers. And now I've got this thing going. But I'll stop talking. Let's get the guy on the man of the hour. We've been chit-chatting back on Instagram for a little bit. And he's just a great guy. And he's given me a lot of advice. And I just had to bring him on because he's content creating way too much. I'll tell him to slow down when we bring him on. So see again, look, I don't know what to do. I'm going to stop talking, folks. Let's bring on the man of the hour, Shane, a.k.a. Cali Domestique. What's going on, bro?
Not much. Thanks for having me. I'm going to keep my hands up too. So we'll both, I
was a movie critic years ago and I was very handsy, and I think it's like that thing. I don't know what to do with my hands. Maybe I'll just sit on it.
No, I'm the same way. I do a lot of the filming reviews in my garage, and my movements keep that garage light from turning off with the sensor. So just,
I think this just distracts people from having to look at this.
I'm sure that's not it, but
let's go here. We got Trail Pimp or Electric Trail Surfer in the house. He's saying yo. We've got Jarno from Finland just dropped by to say hello but can't stay. Panthers and I guess he's a hockey fan down here in South Florida. I think they're doing some kind of hockey thing.
There's some kind of hockey thing. I was born Canadian, so there's a tiny little hockey game going on.
Yeah, there's a ball on some water and they have to. Yeah, I don't know anything about hockey. So how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you having me on. I've seen your past guest lineup, and I don't know why I'm here, but I'm honored to talk to you for a bit. And
you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. So let's a little bit of background. Where does Cali Domestique live?
Yeah. So
where you hail from?
So I was born and raised just outside Toronto, Canada. Moved to Vancouver in 2010. And then I relocated down here in 2014 to just north of Los Angeles. So I don't know if you've been following it, but there's some things going on in LA right now.
No, I haven't heard anything.
We've got a huge riot going on. So.
No, I know. But I hear it's just like in a small part of the area.
Yeah, it's like a 1 mile radius. But yeah, I really got into cycling when I moved to Vancouver, British Columbia. And Cali Domestique kind of started as a Google blog back in the day because I moved across the country away from my family. And it was a way to kind of document my adventures and kind of let my family tag along, because that's when Facebook started popping off a bit back in 2010. Yeah. So I figured I'd just put all my collections on the blog. And then when I moved down to California, I wanted to kind of buy a domain and start a website. And I sat in bed for hours and I was figuring, what should I call it? I want something unique. I'm like, I'm in California. I'm never going to win races. I'm not that fast, but I'm going to help my teammates win. So I kind of merged that Domestique. So it's the Cali Domestique, the worker bee, the brand.
Yeah, that's a Domestique. And
Domestique.
I had to Google it. I mean, I saw the video of you and your daughter doing a little Q&A back and forth with
Right.
each other, finding out what that was. But I mean, the thumbnail here says this guy's creating for your benefit, because you're actually riding for the benefit of others. You're helping push people along and help your team.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. The guy that goes back to the team car and gets the food and the hydration and gets back to the team captain. So basically, I mean, that's kind of how I align all the reviews. If I can spend my money or get a product and review it, and somebody can spend 3 minutes and decide if they want to invest their own money in that product, or if they don't, then I mean,
yeah,
I'm doing the work for everyone else.
What brought you from there to here?
A girl.
It's always a girl.
It's always a girl. So,
or a job.
The main motivation for the East Coast, West Coast move in Canada was I did all my schooling in technology. So back in the day, I wanted to become a police officer. So
wow.
I was basically hired by Vancouver Police and the RCMP. I passed my polygraph, everything. They said, we need you to be living here, because I was doing everything across the country. Moved out to Vancouver in 2010, and that's when they had the Olympics, and they did a huge hiring push, and they hired way too many officers. So they went on a hiring freeze. So by the time I was able to get hired, I had been dating a girl down in California, and she got pregnant. So I put all the policing on the back burner and decided to be that dad who is there from day one.
Oh, look at you!
Yeah,
it's we'll get to it, because you're folks. This guy's a disturbingly awesome father, at least on camera. I don't know what happens at home. But what was that like going from Canada to the States? I mean, was there a grace period, a getting used to period for you?
It was. I mean, it was neat. So the way that I met my wife, it was through Strava. I think I started Strava when they started back in 2011.
What?
Yeah. So actually, Outside Magazine did an article on us and how we met. It's I should pop that in the comments, but one day I went out for a big ride in Canada, and my title was Sir Mix-a-Lot. I like big butts, but I titled it I like big gears and I cannot lie. And then my wife now, she was someone who followed me, gave me kudos, commented. So then she did the next line, which was cycling inspired, and then we went 28 lines back and forth, just cycling inspired lines from Baby Got Back, and then I came down to California to do a cycling tour, and then we ended up meeting up, and yeah, the rest is history. She got pregnant. I moved down here. That grace period and the adjustment period, I wasn't able to work because I had to put that time in with the U.S. government, my work permit. So I would drive her to work every day in the carpool lane, and I would ride Malibu for 6 to 8 hours every single day until I was legally authorized to work. So I got my miles in back then.
That's a great grace period. I love that. When I first moved, because I lived in California.
Right.
And when I moved back, I got hired a job instantly when I got back, but it was like a month period. I couldn't work. For some reason, they were like, you can't start for so me and my buddy would go hit the trails every day. I was in the best shape I had ever been. And it's like, I really want to work, but there's a bike over there.
Right. Well, I was a good guy. I was driving her to work because she was pregnant. So I'm like, okay, you can rest. I'll drive. And then, I mean, I'm doing 100 miles every day, 5 days a week. And then
how many miles?
100 miles in the mountains in Malibu.
Every day?
Monday to Friday.
100 miles total.
100 miles a day. I mean, I had nothing else. I mean, I waited for her to work.
Wait, baby, Jesus. Well, to let people know before we get any further, you're a roadie.
I started off as a roadie, mountain biking. I'm getting into gravel a lot just because of traffic nowadays. Yeah. It's very unsafe.
You're a pure cyclist. You rode, you gravel, and you mountain.
Correct.
And that's what I love about you, because you love the bike. Whereabouts in LA?
we're Six Flags Magic Mountain, Santa Cruz.
Okay.
So if you look on a map, we're quarter of an inch, and in traffic, it's about 2 hours.
Quarter of an inch, 2 hours. Yeah,
Yeah. We're about 30 miles long.
Our traffic is horrible down here, and it has the worst drivers. However, I go out to Cali. Last 2 years, I've been to Sky Park for Ride and Shine.
Right.
And just driving from the airport to wherever, San Bernardino. Where is Sky Park?
It's a Sky Forest, which is just on the border of Lake Arrowhead.
Yeah, Lake Arrowhead. So I usually just call somebody and talk for 3 hours. It's like a 3-hour drive. It's like, it wouldn't be that far, but the traffic.
Right. And then even the mountain, then you get like a 10-mile drive, but it's all mountain switchbacks, and that's going to take you 45 minutes.
And I'm horrified. Horrified. I am a crazy driver, but you get me up there and I'm white knuckling and I find myself driving slower. Going up there.
Are you window shopping? Are you looking at the city below and sunset, sunrise, all that fun stuff?
I am straight ahead, trying not to look over to the side, horrified. And I lived out there and I was okay then. Okay, he's dropped out, but he'll come back. One-Eyed Blind MTB over there all the way in Bentonville. He'd be happy to get 30 miles a weekend. Thanks for stopping in, brother. I really appreciate. Hold on, here comes Shane again. We lost you, but we kept it going.
I was white looking straight. I got back in as fast as I could.
I said, One-Eyed Blind here, MTB, out there in Bentonville, right? He'd be happy to get 30 miles a week. Yeah, 100 miles a day. Gosh, bless you.
That was before my youngest, and she was in mommy's tummy, so I had no dad duty then. Things have changed. 30 miles is pretty good.
Maddie would like to know hold on. Here it is. What kind of mountain bike do you ride?
I've got a Cannondale Habit 4 full suspension.
Ooh, Cannondale.
It's that navy blue with that silver sparkle throughout.
That's not a dentist bike. That's a doctor bike. Hey, my sister's popping in. Hey, what's going on? We're going on vacation next week. I can't wait we're going to a lake house in North Carolina. That's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, I lived in Culver City.
Okay.
And then I moved to Westwood, and I had posted, because you had posted a video of, the worst or the rides in California. And I went from, what was it? Veteran Avenue, Veteran Drive. It's right there off of Wilshire, right before you get into the actual town of Westwood. And we'd go all the way out to not Malibu, Santa Monica. Wow, I've been going for too long. Santa Monica. Let's see you ride that, brother.
I wish I had like the GoPro 3 way back in the day, but so me being I grew up in a town of 14,000 people, and it was a retirement city up off Lake Ontario. So half those people were under 50. So I'm going to say a town of 7,000.
Wow.
And as a small guy, I'm still starstruck. So moving down to LA County, Hollywood, Los Angeles, when I moved down here, I was doing those, let's just say 80 to 100-mile bike rides. I mapped out all the stars' houses. What? So I would ride Westwood. I'd be not knowing any better. I'd be riding on Sunset out to the lake or out to the ocean, and then going up doing John Candy's house, Playboy Mansion, Elvis Presley's house, Steve McQueen. You name it. I went to. I just did these huge tours.
Yeah, we would ride around Beverly Hills. We would go up through Beverly Hills and what's the other one? Bel Air.
Bel Air, yeah. We
would ride around all around there. We just like, oh, look at all these wealthy people. We didn't know who lived there.
Right.
But you can buy a map. But
nothing's flat that way either. It's you go up a hill and you think you go descend the other side, and it's another hill you have to go up.
It's another hill. Oh my gosh. In Culver City, we lived, gosh, I can't even remember what the street was, but when I first moved there, I rode my bike to and from work. I was on a TV show, and the studio was just down the hill from me. But going up it, no matter how long I lived there, I had to walk most of it.
Right.
It was so steep. There was one part of the hill where if you were in your car and there was a stoplight, you couldn't see. It was so steep. You just had to guess.
Right. Yeah, we've got a lot of those here, and it's
LA's a lot.
you can't you
So when you went from California, and we'll get to the content create. I'm just building up an interest here. So when you moved from Canada to California, was it we've already talked about the getting used to, but the riding and all that stuff, was it different for you?
it was
You have to sit back and go, I miss my hometown. Or
I mean, when I lived in Vancouver, I kind of get the taste in LA. There's the hills, you've got the ocean, you've got forests. I mean, if you drive up to Big Bear area,
yeah.
what I can't get used to is where I live here. We're blessed. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've got 40 miles of protected bike trails here. And for the
Wow.
most part, they're flat unless you're going underneath a bridge or over an overpass. And I come from riding on the road, riding beside cars and transport trucks in Vancouver and going up the highway to Whistler
Mhm.
on a bicycle. And then my wife's like, "Oh yeah, just let's do a 40-mile bike path ride." I'm like, I don't want to ride beside a white fence for 40 miles.
Yeah.
So that still to this day takes some getting used to. I'd rather just be riding down Hollywood Boulevard or through the mountains, the canyons in Malibu, and
Yeah.
on a shared bike path. But I mean, we're grateful that they're here.
I don't even remember the names of I remember the one, and I think Maddie, the Cheeseboro trails.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know those. And then there
Yeah,
was a place where I think they said they shot MASH. There was still a Jeep there.
yeah, that's Malibu Creek State Park. So you can ride to the old site. There's some abandoned Jeeps there. They've got the sign with the destination for all the locations.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
That's a cool area to explore. It's down the beaten path for sure.
So what do you prefer? Do you still prefer road, gravel, or mountain when it comes to bikes?
Everything's been like divided 33% between those three disciplines. It's crazy because if you would have asked me about a year ago, it would have been strictly road. And then mountain bike, I kind of go on the mountain bike just to ride with my daughter just because I can't go as fast.
Yeah.
And then gravel is it's picking up right now. And I'm sure we'll talk a bit more, but I'm doing a mountain bike race on Saturday at Sky Park. They're having the Ride for Autism.
Autism, yeah.
Yeah. So I reached out to them to see how I could assist because I'm an educator for special ed at a high school here. So I'm doing if anybody's up there listening and you're going to be at Sky Park, I'll be doing a speech on Saturday.
What?
Yeah. He said, can you give us a 5-minute speech? I'm like, oh, I wrote it all out. I'm like, I can maybe push 2 minutes.
But you push more once you get into it like this. You're gonna be off on it. So you said you're a teacher. Let's back it up before we get to biking. What you say? Special ed or special needs?
Yeah. So when I moved to Vancouver, my whole premise was becoming a police officer, and then once I moved down here, got citizenship, went through all the channels, applied to LAPD and sheriffs, and oddly enough, they're in dire need of officers right now, but they don't recognize my Canadian schooling. So that kind of puts me in a little bit of a funk. So I looked at other avenues. I've worked in the cycling industry for a bit, done director of security. I've done a lot of stuff.
Wow.
And then I found the passion. I was doing special ed for elementary schools, and then this high school position came available where I work with nonverbal autistic adults. And it's been so rewarding. And I think that's kind of, with all the schooling that I have for the criminology, I think I'm going to kind of sidestep that and go back to school to be like a designated teacher that way.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's people that take their time to educate or help people with special needs, I think have a special place wherever we go when we pass. I was shooting a story today with a guy who was cerebral palsy. Mm-hmm. And just to be with him and to see him smile if I goofed off and stuff like that. It's special. You've touched somebody.
Yeah, no, it just aligns perfectly. And I know you said that other event that they usually put on, they canceled for this year. Yeah. So this is good. It's going to be fun. And I've talked to Manny through social media. Electric Trail Surfer mentioned that they're friends. A bunch of super guys. It was canceled. It was supposed to be last month, but then we had a crazy storm come in, and there was snow and at the end of May. So that's California elevation weather for you.
I just love that the rain in California is just like an inch.
Yeah. So
like the whole year.
Right. I mean, yeah, you're in Florida. I was in a rainforest in Canada, and it's just I remember coming down here driving on the 405, and I was hydroplaning, and my wife was freaking out. I'm like, you can't let it bother you. You ride it out, and that's where people crash.
Yeah, it'll catch at one point.
Yeah.
Wow, this is good because first off, should have told you I had a really long day, dehydrated, everything. I did a story with some lady today who had no air conditioning for 13 days. I brought a towel in to do the interview because I was sitting there toweling myself off. It's really hot, and it's hot for you. But riding in California, so you say you're moving more towards gravel.
Yeah, I mean, where I live right now, I cross the street. I'm on gravel trails for days. I can take a gravel trail from my backyard and get up to Big Bear, and then hop on the trails, all the fire roads, get up to Mammoth if I wanted to. Like we're blessed here. A lot of them are closed access, so you won't see any other cars or trucks going, like the off-road vehicles.
That's amazing. And the back to you, and I do this. I forgot to tell you too. It's this brain here is all messed up. You're a teacher, so do you have the summer off?
I am. My little one had school this week, so that's why I was able to sneak some rides in.
Oh,
and
man.
then we're a 9-month contract because I don't ever remember being a kid and having 3 weeks off at Christmas, but the amount of time that kids, teachers, and parents have to deal with for the school year. There's a week in spring, there's a week in fall, 3 weeks at Christmas, and then 2 months at summer.
So you have 2 months of just you riding.
That's the plan.
You have a daughter.
Yeah. Well, she's going to ride too.
She's going to ride with you. Does she have a little gravel bike?
She's got she's got a road bike. She's got a mountain bike. And then I bought her a little e-bike just so we can go for longer rides and she doesn't complain as much.
That's Medi here. Would you consider an e-bike?
If you asked me 2 days ago, I would have said yes.
Yeah.
I'm holding out. We were talking offline that I was at Sky Park a couple weeks ago, and it was jam-packed. And it was my buddy and I, and we only saw one non-e-bike that entire day. Everyone's ripping past us because, as you know, Sky Park, there's no lifts. You gotta earn your descent. So we would have. I would say we saw at least 100 e-bikes pass us, one non-motorized bike pass us. But that's when you kind of get discouraged. But when you get to the top and you get to bomb down, it's like, I earned that. But,
yeah. The first time, I've only been twice, but the first time I went, my buddies got, from the Segment podcast, they got me a YT decoy. And I was like, you don't have to, I'll just rent something. But it was funny, before I went, there's a Peloton right there. I was trying to get in the best shape, lung shape I could get in, because I knew I'm a South Florida flatlander. And I was going up there and I'm like, I don't want to disappoint. And then all of a sudden they were like, we got you a bike. We got you an e-bike. Changed my life. That was my first e-bike ride, and it's changed my life.
I know. I'm not opposed to getting one, but I'm gonna maybe I'll review one.
You're a young in shape kid. I'm an old, heavy 53-year-old man. It's really. What's that?
I'm catching up.
You're a baby. I'm old enough to be your father. So let's bring.
I was going to say, cool story about DVO suspension here in Santa Cruz. My daughter and I, we had media credentials, so we went to Sea Otter this past year. And day one, we were at the DVO booth, and my daughter had pulled out a ticket to win a front suspension. And they said, if your number is between the last six, it was 620 and 630, put your hand up. So we had it. She was 634, I believe. So he's like, if you have those 10 numbers, come up here. If you're between these numbers, stay, everyone else go down. And she was one number off from winning that. That electric green front fork suspension. Yeah. We were bummed, but it was so neat. I don't know if you've ever been to Sea Otter or not, but
No.
that whole festival, that experience, it's just we were so time crunched. We were there for 2 days, but we'll never miss it again.
I might have to take a trek out next year for it. It just seems like as a creator or a podcaster, it's a great way to make connections. And I saw the video of you guys walking around, and you said you had your card and sticker out. I mean,
Yeah.
did you make a lot of connections out there? Was it fun to just go because there's like 1,000 booths, aren't there?
Yeah, I mean, we went 2 days just because it was sandwiched between my daughter's birthday, so I had to stay here before I went to Monterey, and then we went for 2 days, and then we had to get back from my in-laws like 55th.
We lost them again, ladies and gentlemen. DVO, Pimp says the DVO is incredible suspension. I don't know that, but I can tell you that I have the saddle on my bike, and it's like sitting in the palm of God's hand. I don't know. Oh, there he is.
I'm by my router. There's nobody else on the internet here, so
it's all good. I keep going because Mehdi had put in the DVO is an incredible suspension. And
yeah. So
I was stating that I have the saddle. I have a DVO saddle, and it's so comfortable. I've got to get one for my other bike.
So I'm using a Redshift suspension seat post, and that will change your life. That's on my gravel bike.
And what does that seat post do?
So it's got once you take the post out, you can adjust the bottom. It's got they coined the phrase, but it's got a tension spring inside, and basically any weight, it'll go 30 millimeters of travel if you want.
Oh, that's funny. I used to, back in my day, before I had the full suspension bike, which was just a few years ago, I had the Thud Buster.
Oh yeah.
With the bushings in it, and it would do like this if you were sitting, and it would make your butt feel a hell of a lot better when you didn't have full suspension.
Right. Well, this thing's all built in. You see these tiny components, but it's very streamlined. So I've got that, which is, I sail over anything gravel right now on my gravel bike.
Now, do you have suspension in the fork or in the head?
For the gravel bike, I have a Redshift Sports suspension stem. So that also, I've got the play in the front, and then I've got the suspension in the back, and I'm running 50 millimeter Pan-A-Racer tires. So that thing's like sitting in the back of a Cadillac.
Pan-A-Racer tires. Wow, you're taking me back. This is so much fun. I used to, before Maxxis and whatever Versus that I'm running now and whatever, I would Pan-A-Racer everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what was funny is that I could match the color of my bike.
Right.
So I had the blue tires for my blue bike. I had, did I have red at one point? I forget, but that takes me back.
Yeah. What did I have? I had white, which I don't know why I bought white tires, because you could never keep them clean. And then I had the red ones, and then obviously the gum sidewalls from Pan-A-Racer way back.
Yeah, that's funny. Didn't know DVO made saddles. Yeah, they're very comfortable, brother.
So I think I got cut off there, but you were asking about connections.
Yes,
Sea Otter.
Yeah.
So the lead up to Sea Otter, I was reaching out to a bunch of companies because I got on the media list. So they just email blast you trying to set up appointments and all that stuff. I met up with Tifosi Glasses. They were super rad. And then I was able to meet up with some people that had booths there that I was working with previous. So Gulo Composites, they sent me a carbon set of wheels, so I got to meet them in person. Hollywood Racks sent me their new Cross Track, which is an amazing bike rack. And then everything's done through the internet these days. Yeah. But being able to meet them face to face at this event was it's fantastic. And then, like you said, I had business cards printed off. We had stickers, especially. If you're looking for some swag at these events, take a little kid, take a 10-year-old girl with you. And it's just like you have to say no. We had to keep going back to the car to drop off bags of goodies we kept getting from all these.
That was cute. Your video shooting your little daughter going through a bucket and putting in her bag and then going over here.
She robbed muck off. They had all the little sample packs all throughout their tent, and she just kept. I think she went back like 3 times.
Oh, that's funny. She's adorable. We're going to bring her on in a little bit, folks, but. It's the sweat. Yeah, I really think I should make a trip. As as a content creator and somebody that you review stuff, and I'm starting to get into that, I'm starting to branch out a little bit, even though I took a month off. I want to branch out with my brand because I think MTB Q&A could be, the question is this good? And the answer, blah, blah, blah. Is it the place to be as a creator?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we're walking by somebody that I kind of, I don't want to say look up to because I'm almost 43, but somebody that I watch a lot is Vegan Cyclist, and got to see him in person. He's very well connected in the canyon world. So he was there doing an FTP test, and he had the highest watch you could hold, and got to meet him. And he was a super cool guy. But it's just, people are just walking around. There's star athletes because they've got all the disciplined races up there. Yeah. And everyone, I mean, you see everybody.
And to jump off of that, like, did you see other people? Did you see other content creators and be like, because I got to tell you, going to Sky Park is where I just, you talked about starstruck going through Beverly Hills. That's how I was at Sky Park.
Right. Yeah, no, that's yeah. You're walking by. I met some of the head guys from Gravel Bike California. And it's funny because you meet them in person and they know you, but they don't know you. And then once you get back and you start connecting again on social media, they're like, "Oh, you're that Shane." Then everyone's starting to connect the dots, just because it's so overwhelming, and you definitely need to spend the 4 days there and just walking around. But yeah, you saw tons of people from social media. So yeah, same thing. You're starstruck walking around. It's like, that's so and so, and I forget his name, but he's a lead mechanic at Park Tools. He's got the mustache.
Okay, is he? They're either YouTuber.
Yeah, his name is slipping in my mind right now. But you're walking by and you're just like, that's the guy. I'm telling my daughter, and she's like, "Where can we get free stuff?" I'm like, "That's the guy."
Yeah,
she's more worried about getting your backpacks and streamers and stickers.
Yeah, and you're like, I got to tell you, that is the funny thing about this little world that we're in, is that for some odd reason that we're somewhat connected, and when you don't think you know that someone's watching or knowing you, you meet them or they come up to you and go, "Oh," and you're like, "Oh." It's just so weird. And I don't have to say it. Like, I get starstruck. I've interviewed hundreds of celebrities, and you guys, like, if I ever meet you, like, I'm going to freak out. I'm meeting you now, but like in person, when you actually meet them in person instead of see them on 2D, it's a really fascinating feeling.
Kelvin that's his name. He was there like 2 feet away from me. I'm like, he's a legend. And then just like, what do I do? Do I get a photo? So I was one of those guys getting a photo walking by. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to bother him. He was in a demonstration.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's funny. It's happened once. There's somebody that I kind of know through social media, and he follows my videos. And then he saw me at an event, and he's like, I got to get a photo. I'm like, all right. So that was, and my daughter was there. It was at a retirement party in LA. And then he's like, he posted it up and tagged me, and he's like, got to meet Kelly Domestique and his daughter. And
that's awesome.
It was neat.
That's kind of, nobody recognizes me here. That's so, I like the fact that I guarantee your daughter will get recognized or gets recognized. People don't want to be weird about it, but folks, we're going to bring her on because it's beyond. He makes some great content, and we're going to get into that right now. Let me pop something up here. Hold on, I'm still new at this. Only 85 episodes. I'm still new. Boom. Cali Domestique. I may have said domestic today, but it was so hot.
But it's funny because when I hear people say, "What's Cali domestic?" I'm like, well, it's not what you think. It's domestique.
Still me. Yeah. I was just in a hurry because I was already sweating, and I was like, I got to get this out. I was only able to post a little picture. I got to get this out. But I got to ask you, you started this YouTube page, and you'll see that I did a really deep dive. You started this thing 9 years ago.
Yeah. It's funny because when I decided that I was going to do Cali Domestique as the brand going forward for that Google blog, I bought the domain, and then I'm like, okay, I'll do kellydomestique@gmail.com. I'll make a YouTube channel. And it was just, I was going to just do my point of view rides, just put the GoPro on, record it. And then basically it's going to be a file dump. And then it just turned into something like, I think it really caught on in 2018, where I decided like, hey, I'm going to start putting more effort into this. And it's not something that I can just use as a hard drive.
Yeah, a lot of people I noticed started. And if you see, he can see that I'm scrolling because I want to go deep down on there, and I'm listening to you. But a lot of people just start their YouTube page. It's just a place to put their rides, something that they can go back themselves and look at. But I noticed you started this 9 years ago, and then you look and you see 8, and then you jump to like 4. There was a span of time that you kind of backed away. What was that span of time?
That was just me putting it on a different channel. It was my other Shane York one. Not so much cycling. It was just more, I mean, external hard drives became more accessible, and they were more affordable. So I would just do like file dumps of my GoPro and my 360 cameras that I had at the time. And then kind of just started doing a lot of stuff on my Shane York channel. And then I'm like, let's build this.
Oh, so you were like, oh, Cali Domestique, and then you broke away from that and started putting stuff on Shane York.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I do a lot of my editing on my phone. I don't really use my computer for it. So then whatever YouTube was logged in, whatever YouTube account was logged in at the time is where it went.
Oh, so it wasn't like you took a 4-year break from it.
No, not at all.
Okay, so folks, I'll put that down in the link. He's got a Shane York page that I had no idea there was. So
that's more family stuff, but still, there's some cycling content for sure. And this one here is
this one,
the Infantino. That's basically my first product review, and it was just something that I was shooting in my living room. I was having fun, and I'm like, I had a front carrier for my daughter, and then she walked up mid-film, and then I just brought her on.
And so it began with your daughter. That was how many years ago again? That was
7.
I don't want to go back. Man, we're really paying a bill there. I love that. Wow, that was good for a guy who's only put out like 4 videos then. That's a cool logo right there. That's a cool intro.
That was a fun established 1982. Didn't know what to put there, so it's my birth year. And then I was doing a lot of running at the time too, so that's why you see the ride, run, beer, repeat.
Okay, 7 years ago this was, and this is adorable. Look at you. You're a baby then too. Look at you.
And then she walked up. So that's your first intro to being my sidekick for YouTube.
There she is, just walking up on you. That's so adorable.
Come here.
Oh, that's so cute. Now I got to ask you. When did you really start thinking like, let's do this? Let's YouTube. Let's put this together. Let's make this a brand.
Yeah, it was funny enough. About 2 years ago, I'm like, let's take that Cali Domestique and let's run with it. Let's do Cali Domestique marketing. At one point, I had a coffee company. I was doing dropship coffee, so we had Cali Domestique roasters. Well, we can get into that. That was a failed enterprise. Cali Domestique photography, because that's kind of where I started doing photography. Videography. I was managing the social media for a men's pro cycling team, so I was kind of do like the multimedia management, kind of just, but underneath that umbrella of Cali Domestique. So a lot of it was for fun, and then I started getting some traction. So I would say probably about 2 years ago is when I really jumped into it, and then you kind of get that carrot on a stick for YouTube monetization. It's like, hey, get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours. So you're like, okay, so you start chipping away, the subscribers start coming, and then you start getting 2,000 hours of watch time, which is great, but it's in the last 365 days. So what you start getting on the front end, it starts falling off on the back end. So I was in this like, it was this like stagnant.
You're like playing catch up. You're doing this, following the carrot. Yeah,
for sure. And it's like, okay, I got this many views this month. It should go up. But then it's like, these ones fell off. So I was kind of stuck at 2,200 hours for a very long time. And that threshold's 4,000. So I didn't think I was going to get monetized anytime soon. So I'm like, I'll just keep doing content. My Instagram started blowing up. I'm about 15,000 followers right now on Cali Domestique.
Nice.
And then, yeah, that's good. I'm on Threads, X, TikTok. TikTok's not doing as well as
I'm still
Instagram.
afraid of that.
So yeah, then I started kind of just doing the reviews for me. And then with that following on Instagram, I started having companies reach out. And then especially when I reach out to companies saying, hey, I'd like to do this product. First thing the email reply is, hey, we see you have a big following on Instagram. We'd like to work with you. So that Instagram following kind of played into the hands of getting products. And then I did one video. It had nothing to do with the review. It was just, are you starting to cycle in your 40s and 50s? I posted that the end of April, and it's at, I think it's like 72 or 73,000 views. And that pushed me over into monetization, that one video.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got like 1.
I just love hearing,
hours.
I love hearing about how people are doing.
Right,
so
yeah,
much.
this one here, 71,000 views in 1 month.
71,000 views there a month ago. Wow,
for a video, and it was something that I'm like, I want to shoot something. I'm at home. I've got the day off. I'm like, I'll just sit in my backyard and throw some B-roll over a 2-minute video, and then all of a sudden I started getting notifications and comments, and I've responded to 99% of the comments. I still have some to catch up on, but it was amazing that it took off like that, basically overnight.
Wow, good for you, man. And they say it's always that one video. Right. There's going to be that one video that takes off that's going to push you. I've yet to have that, but I know that the podcast the realm is a little bit more difficult to get those kind of numbers. But that's why I want to do more stuff like you. And you helped me along with. We both reviewed the same bike rack the company sent us, and I don't know why they sent it to me. Because I
nominated you.
Well, I'm small beans, and they sent it to me, and they seem to have enjoyed it, liked it.
Have you seen it yet? Have you seen it in their sponsored ads on Facebook? Not yet. No. I saw the first video that I did for them. You're scrolling through Facebook or Marketplace looking for bikes that you don't need, and I'm like, that's my voice. And then that they want that 11, 12-minute video because they want to edit it and cut it down for their time slot. But I was scrolling through, I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat. There's a sponsored ad and it's me.
Yeah, I've seen those. When every now and then I'll go on Facebook just to kill time and see what, like, people that I don't know that are Instagram stuff, check them out. And I was like, there he is. And there are a couple other buddies of mine that are people that I've interviewed, and buddies of mine like Run Bike Mike, and done so many things, reviews. But you helped me out with yours because it was my first review and I didn't know how to go about it. I mean, I'm a professional videographer and goofball, but I was like, they set these guidelines, and I don't want to be breaking any kind of contract that I've signed with them, but there's certain things you should add. You don't want to just go, here's a bike rack, it does this and whatever. Mm-hmm. And I kept watching yours, and I'm like, okay, I see where he's going with this. I hope it doesn't look like I stole anything from you.
No,
but it really was.
The funny thing is, after I watched,
you're breaking up. He broke up.
I'm like,
hold on, you broke up.
I could steal stuff from you now.
Rewind. You broke up. It was like a big pause.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was watching your video. I'm like, oh man, I hope he doesn't get mad because I'm going to steal stuff from you now for the next one.
It's great.
Yeah, seeing your videos and your energy level. I had a nap before this because I'm like, I got to keep up. No, I need to be on your level for this podcast.
I'm just a different breed of human. But so you really like the riding videos. You have riding videos, obviously. You ride your gravel, your bike, but this is really something that you want to push in reviewing products and letting people know that your channel is, hey, you want to know about a product? I got it. I've reviewed it.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I mean, like we were talking offline, that I got to a point where I had all these products reaching out to me for reviews, And now I've got to be very selective because I don't want to have people come to Kelly Domestique and be like, why is he reviewing this thing? Which kind of, I mean, I had a company reach out. They wanted to send me a thumbprint door lock for the front of your house. I'm like,
That's
I don't know if that kind of aligns. But then my wheels started turning. I'm like, you know what? I could take this and turn it into a video about keeping your bike secure.
Ooh, look at that brain working.
So there's always an angle, but I'm just like, I don't want to pollute stuff. And then all of the reviews that I've done, I mean, it's been in, most of the parts have been in exchange for products for the review. And I mean, it's a truthful review, but I haven't really found a product that I've been unhappy with or doesn't work the way it's intended to.
Yeah. Like Mehdi here says, that was a good bike rack. It really, honestly, and I have a cheaper bike rack than that one, which worked great. It actually locks. Like there's a bar that goes down on your frame and locks. This one doesn't.
Right.
But this one really, like, I've never reviewed a pot. Do you ever, here's a question. Do you ever feel like they gave me something free? I don't want to be too negative. Have you ever gotten there? Like being too honest?
Yeah. Without naming company names, there's been some video reviews. I mean, I always send it to them before it gets published. And there has been some kickbacks for minor adjustments, but there's nothing that I have to like refilm and like, hey, this is what I use every single day or whatever it is. It's still, it's just minor tweaks for them on their end, but it's nothing that degrades the video or my review. Yeah. So that's, I totally understand with you. It's like, hey, you're getting this product, whatever the value is, and they're expecting something in return. So, and it's funny that I think I can't remember now. I think I stumbled across your channel through Run Bike Mike. I think it was, you were suggesting when that came up.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I talked to him offline. He probably doesn't remember me, but I slid into his DMs just to kind of say, hey, like this review for product thing is kind of cool, but I want to get to a point where I'm making money off of it, where companies say, what is your one sheet or your price sheet? And then you start making money. So he kind of helped me out designing one of those. So I'm trying to put that into motion. It's helping me be more selective instead of just doing reviews. He's a super cool guy.
Yeah, he actually helped me out once. Somebody wanted to send me something. This was early on. It was weird. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do it. For one, it wasn't a product that I would use. And two, they wanted me to sign a contract, and the product was like $50, $75 or something like that. And he was telling me, like, you should have a, piece it out. Like it goes to this much and then you'll sign a contract. You'll do this for free and no contract and whatnot. So it really gets tricky with these things, working with these companies. I mean, have you gotten to the point where you feel comfortable with that now?
Yeah. I mean, if I send it out, I hear back, great, or they want to come back and say, hey, we'll do it for this. There's still a lot of companies that have this huge marketing budget that they don't want to use. If that makes any sense. I've been working with Lumos helmets, the smart helmets, for a long time. So they reached out. They have their new Nexel, which it's got this technology in it. It'll detect a crash, and it's a super smart helmet. It'll start, a brake light will start pulsating in the back when it detects like slowing down. So I shot my shot and I sent them my one sheet, and they're like, we're not in a position to pay, but we'll do the product handoff in exchange. And since I've been very pleased with their products, their safety products for sure in the past, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. That's cool. I mean, it never hurts to send that email saying this is what I think I'm worth. If not,
yeah. I remember talking to Colorado kid, Joe, about that, because he just recently quit his job to become, and he goes, they have the money. Don't be afraid to ask. And it's amazing because content creators, there's no commercials for any of this stuff. There's no bike rack commercials. There's no commercials for bike helmets. Kelly Domestique is their commercial, and you have the audience to sell it.
Yeah. I don't know who's watching live or post. Did you see that Whoop video that I did recently?
Yes, I did. There you go. There's a good example.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't hold back. I've been paying my $30 a month since July of 2020, and I can't even get an email reply, which is, and then I don't know how many other content creators made content for them, but I mean, I don't know.
No, but it's honest. You were honest about it. Like I think that's what's great about this. They always say social media, we don't get the real world. It's all flowers and dandelions and puppies. You know, we all put out the good stuff, but you were honest with your opinion. And I think hats off to you on that one.
Yeah, it was funny because the email communication was there until I did the content for them. And then it's been a month now and I haven't heard back. For those of you who haven't seen the video, we reached out to all of their content creators saying that if you do a 15 to 30-second video promoting their new bands, they'll send us one. And then they even emailed me. They love the content I created. I put it on TikTok, YouTube Shorts. They wanted my mailing address and the phone number. They're going to ship it out, and nothing. I've been ghosted for a few emails, and I still don't know where we're at with that. But they've got my content. It's posted. It's maybe selling bands for them. Who knows?
Yeah, you put out a great product. I mean, I guess they sit back and figure, well, we gave you a band, but yeah, there's a certain point where, like, I did something for you. Talk to me. Let's get back to biking real quick.
Yeah,
mountain biking, because there's and there's a mountain bike Q&A. So there is mountain biking on your channel. Talk to me about some of your favorite places that you like to ride out there.
I mean, I take my mountain bike on our fire roads. We've got tons of mountains. We've been up to Snow Summit, Big Bear, Skyline on the backside of Big Bear. My daughter and I, we got season passes for Sky Park, and it's the best of both worlds. I mean, we've gone there without bikes, and you get that same experience. You get the culture. She gets to rock climb. She gets to BB pellet shoot, archery, and it's just a great family trip.
Yeah, I just watched that video. I don't know if you noticed, but you got a lot of watch time and likes the other day. I was like, I got to do a deep dive. I got to start really getting in on this. But what, Snow Summit, you said?
Yeah, we did Snow Summit. We ended up getting like a one-on-one lesson from my wife, and it was weird. You book it at Snow Valley, but then they don't have any instructors. It's at Snow Summit. But the week that we booked it, it was the big Grand Fondo of the Big Bear. So trying to get from the one bike park downtown to the other bike park, it took us like an hour and a half.
Which is the one that's closest to Sky Park?
Snow Valley, and then they have Snow Summit.
I don't know which one I missed out on it.
Snow something. Snow one.
There's a Snow something. I remember because my buddy Brett Hall from Unspoken and a couple other people were going there after Ride and Shine the next day. Not being a downhiller, and I'm old, my legs didn't work the next day. So I just chilled that day. I couldn't. I texted him. I said, dude, I'm sorry. My knees are jacked.
Right.
I can't do it. I want to talk about Sky Park too. There's so much, and this brain is all over the place because I love your content so much. Sky Park, favorite trails?
Hands down, it's gotta be Arrow. I love it. We went up there for a trail building day, and it was one of those things that if you built during the day, you got to ride that day, and then you got another day pass to come back within a year. We were able to like build up the berms, and then where you come off the wood structures, kind of level it out. So we did that, and then it was so gratifying to work on the trail and then ride the same trail that you spent all morning on. Yeah, and then there's they've got the new pump track they built in the back.
See, I totally missed that.
Yeah, they had a pro BMX biker design it. It's all asphalt in the back, so it's when you go around the fly fishing little pond, it's up that way. But yeah, Arrow is probably my favorite. I'm still a little weary about taking big gap jumps because I still have a collarbone. I've got hardware up here from a crash.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm not a jumper. I do want. Maybe that could be my birthday present this year, honey, if you're listening. I want a jump clinic. I used to jump and do all kinds of crazy stuff when I was younger. As you get older, you start getting scared of it again.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
very weird.
my balance is zero. I bought a skateboard in high school and I could not stand on it. And then I find the biggest roadblock for me is I'm 6'4", and I'm on an extra large bike that comes up.
Yeah, you're a big boy.
So when I'm coming down a jump, I mean, I'm 5 feet
Yeah,
up in the air to begin
you're
with.
way up there.
Yeah.
Sky Park. There's so much to do at that place. I can't say enough about it. I know some people, it's parky, it's fun, it's family fun.
Mhm.
But for somebody who lives in a flat land to go do that, Donner and Blitzen,
Right.
I haven't done that one where it's a little bit of drop and then there's what's that one called? There's a little bit of, not a little bit of drop. It's a huge one. It's not a drop, it's a drop. And then there's a step up at the end. You go way fast.
Oh, yeah. I met some young kid up there. He's like 13 or 14, and then we rode that. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go around this one. But that's a steep drop.
Yeah, I saw it from below. I was riding with someone and I saw it and I go, nope, that's not for me today.
Right.
I'll save that for tomorrow. I'll do it another day.
And it's so great about Sky Park too is I took my daughter up there and I've got one of those old Wii toes, the bungee that has some give and you put it on your seat and so we rode what felt like half a day. We rode up in the back. I pulled up the hill. She rode down a bit, and then she wanted to go get lunch and rock climb and enjoy the rest of the village. And I look at my GPS. I'm like, oh, we were a mile and a half. But it was just like one of those things that, like, I would not trade that mile and a half for like a solo 60-mile journey by myself.
Yeah.
Just that mile and a half with my daughter. And like I said, it felt like it was half a day.
That's another thing is it's with your content, you do great reviews, you do great everything, and we'll bring her on in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Riding with your daughter seems like a very special bonding moment for you guys. I mean, you bring her along to Sea Otter, you take her to Sky Park. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, she I don't know if you were familiar with Interbike. They still have Eurobike, but Interbike was a big like Sea Otter festival in Vegas every September at the Mandalay Bay. It was like indoor bike show, all the new products. So she was 5 months old and she attended her first one. And then, I mean, that's when I got more swag. When you're walking around with a kid in like a pink stroller and a carry-on, walking around. So I think she went to 4 Interbikes before she was 4 years old.
Wow.
And then,
you immersed her.
And then the same thing with the Tour of California when we had all the pro racers come out here. She was a month old at the races for the first race that she went to in 2015.
Wow.
But yeah, having her along for the rides, like I said, it's a different feeling and it's more enjoyable when you go for that little 3-mile bike ride with your family compared to like going out on a long bike ride by yourself. But we went for a mic'd up bike ride once. We've got Sena Bikecom 20 communicators, and like the whole time I hear her singing in my ear, and it's just and she listens to my music, so I can't complain because it's good music. But
I don't have kids, but it looks like it's a very special bonding moment. And she's not shy.
No, not at all.
Did you train her well?
I think she's just always seen a camera because I did before the videos and the reviews and all that stuff. I did photography. So I don't think a day goes by where I don't take a photo. So she knew how to pose because daddy's always got the camera out and we I mean, life's short. So we explore, we go to so many different places. So we get to experience a lot of California. We'll do camping trips, just the two of us up by Mammoth and take our bikes and cook dinner, make coffee, go ride our bikes, and just have a
it just seems so special. I have to pop this in here. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Dorsey, spokesman MTV. Hello from Hawaii again. You're in Hawaii again? Are you buying a place out there, brother? It's only here for a couple minutes. We'll watch later. Thank you, brother. I miss you. I hope to see you soon. Maybe I'll see you, spokesman. I love you too. Maybe I'll see him at Creator Camp. Oh, Steve. Steve's a good kid. I don't know if you follow him. Maybe you'll follow some of these people afterward.
Absolutely.
It's a question real quick. As a content creator, do you rub elbows a lot with these creators or anybody you know or hang out? Are you the creator in your group?
I get made fun of for being the creator. I don't. I mean, I would love to be localized as someone who creates videos, because same thing happened on Tuesday. I never have footage of myself because I'm always the guy holding the camera and doing all the other stuff. I don't know if you saw that video from Tuesday. My one buddy, he turned around to get some footage of me with his phone, and then he crashed.
Oh, I
And
didn't watch that.
yeah. So his reply to me, he's like, dude, you're never on camera. Like, especially when we go riding. Product reviews, it's one thing because I've got the static camera set up.
Yeah.
But he's like, there's no photos of you riding ever because you're the guy with the cameras filming everybody else. And the one time he goes to film me, his tire got caught in some sand and he went down, and I got it on camera. I got his crash.
I got to go back and finish it.
But yeah, I don't really live by anybody. Maybe that'll change on Sky Park, but it's neat. Sky Park, again, that community, that Instagram social media community. I recognized somebody that I follow a couple of weeks ago at Sky Park, and I only recognized her because she had this like leopard print decals on her bike.
Oh wow!
I'm like, and I had to look it up on Instagram. I'm like, are you? She's like, yeah. I'm like, we follow each other in the parking lot afterwards. So
I think Ride for Autism. I know a bunch of people that are going out there. It's so funny doing this. It's like you look at my list of people. It's a lot of SoCal people. I mean, or California people. It's mountain biking. There's not a lot down here, but it is funny when you go there and you're gonna, folks. If you see that, damn it, I did it wrong again. That always the opposite. So I was like, this face. No, it's actually not opposite. Did I do a mirror thing?
It's working for me.
Yeah, it's working for me now. If you see this face at Sky Park this weekend, go up, get a sticker. You bring in stickers.
I'll bring stickers. We got, I think, every shade in the rainbow. We've got pink ones. We got sparkle ones. We got cartoon faces.
We're going to have to do the sticker trade after this. Yarno just wants to let everyone know that Florida leads 3-0 after the first period. How are things going on in here? Things are going great. We're learning more about Shane here. I'm actually having a blast with him. I don't know how he feels. He's probably looking at the clock going, when is this going to be over?
We're good. We're good.
But it's just so much fun. Here's where I was going with this. YouTube, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. You're a photographer, video guy. Were you comfortable at first doing that, turning it on you? Because not everybody is.
You know what? I kind of came out of my shell this year. I would do the video reviews, and it's always like, is that what I sound like? And then you're like, okay, I need better microphones. And then you get better microphones. You're like, oh, I still sound like that. So it got to a point where I'm like, I'm just gonna film. And then I did a product showcase in February. So I would create a 1-minute video of a product, make it engaging, entertainment, lots of fun. And I picked February because it was the shortest month. So I only had to do 28, but I would film, edit, post every single day. And that got my comfort level from being okay up to here. Just that back to back, the 28 days of straight filming and something different, and trying to keep it unique too. Cause I didn't want to do the same, this is why you need this. And then rewatching it, I found all these filler words. I would say a lot or so. Yeah. And then I started working on not saying that. So it flows better. And I mean, yeah, filming it was after February, I kind of got more comfortable in front of the camera.
There are certain people, I won't mention their names because I'm friends with them. And some people that aren't, I know, that do videos, and I want to jokingly say, if you say that word one more time, or if you say that word, take a drink every time that person says the word.
Drinking game, yeah.
So right. Like before you, it was like, if he says, take a shot and you'll be drunk within 5 minutes.
Right.
And I'm like that now because I say a lot of ums, but this is live. Do you write a script? Is there a script, or do you just go off the cuff? Is this all improv?
Sometimes I'll do it. I'll write a script if I'm talking over some B-roll, just because I want to have like the exact product description that I'm talking about. But for the most part, it's just I have an idea and I'll just roll with it. And then if I mess up, then I'll just keep going, and then I'll cut that out on the phone afterwards.
Yeah, and I think I'm picking your brain for this because I know, and we mentioned Run Bike Mike. He let me know that, like, or I found out. No, we talked. He does. Usually, he can write a script, but then he'll do bullet points sometimes,
Right.
and that'll help. I actually wrote a script for a product that I have, and it's right there on my computer. But then the rack, that was improv.
Right.
And the problem with that is that my head goes crazy. And if you saw how many takes I had to do, I mean, are you a one take guy, or are you like got to dump 100 different takes?
I can usually get it done in one, and then I'll pause if I have to, and then, like I said, I don't have this fancy editing program. I use CapCut on my phone, and all my videos, even the stuff that I take on my GoPro cameras, I'll just transfer it to my phone. I'll airdrop it somehow, and then just cut and paste. And yeah, there's no fancy. I don't use a desktop, a PC. It's all done on my iPhone. Yeah.
Really, you don't edit on like that long form content is on your phone?
The phone gets hot sometimes, and it takes a while. But yeah, like I'm with my Canon R in 1080p mode, and then I'll take the SD card out and stick it in my phone and transfer it that way.
Yeah, I've got that. And folks, if you leave, because we're probably going to start geeking out now, I've got this little Sony FX1F or something. Oh, hold on. He heard us talking about him just a second ago. Mike, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Run Bike Mike's in the house. Let's go, people. We've talked about you a few times now. I hope your ears weren't burning. We were just talking about creating and writing scripts and bullet points and cameras and editing. But I am floored that you put together. Hold on, I'm still new at this. All these long form contents. I mean, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 8:27. I mean, they're not all crazy long. So 17 minutes. You did that bike rack with your phone?
Well, I mean, I edited on my phone. I recorded it with DJI Osmo 5 Action Cam, and then a DSLR camera. But then I put all the footage on my phone and do all the editing that way.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You're like, you sit there all night and just.
Yep. Everyone's got a phone. It works. I mean, I find that the program on the computer is too clunky, and I can fine tune everything on my phone. I can splice and trim and edit and fade, and yeah.
Yeah, it is. I rarely will ever, unless I need something too fancy for a short or a reel. It's all CapCut.
Yeah.
But Mike, you don't need to worry about what we were talking. It was all good. No, we were using you as an example of a great creator. Okay, and we're just going to leave it at that.
No, an awesome creator. I mean, it seems like every cycling product ad I see on Facebook and Meta and Instagram, I'm like, I know that guy. That's Mike. You're on Steady Racks, but yeah,
JB Racks and this rack and this he's the guy.
We were just talking that I reached out to you in your DMs a while ago about kind of figuring out what my self-worth was, putting together a one sheet to send out to companies. And I do appreciate that.
I think it's cute that you reach out to Mike for self-worth, and I see a therapist every other Wednesday for that. What do you like more? I mean, what direction? What do you like more? Do you like the reviews, or do you want to bring more riding into it? Like,
so this is where it gets interesting.
Oh, okay. Then I asked a good question once.
Yeah. So I did the Mammoth Tough gravel race I'm going to get them in September. And then I did the Dirty Bear, Big Bear gravel race in September. So it's August, September, the two races. And this year I'm being sponsored by BRL Nutrition and Zebra CBD for Recovery. So they are going to be sponsoring a 2-part mini series, but they want to do like a travel documentary of me using the product up to the race, and then during the race, and then recovery afterwards. So basically, they want me to put this little mini movie together for them and document my journey.
I didn't know I was interviewing a to-be huge celebrity.
An iPhone editing celebrity. Everything's going to be done on the iPhone. But no, it'll be like this. It's going to be long form for sure.
Yeah.
And I do have my chip times from the last 2 races. So I'm going to use their products 30 days up to the race, see what my time is, and then the recovery afterwards, because those races are a month apart and they're both at elevation, which is going to hurt.
Wow. Mike says he loves your content. You do awesome work. Do you feel when somebody says that to you or sponsors you or wants you to do this, that, and the other thing, do you feel pressure? Is there like a pressure like, oh God, am I good enough to make that video?
Nah.
Or are you confident by now?
Oh,
I mean,
now I do. No, you know what? It's funny because I know people have been watching the content before they reach out. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. That's kind of where that first interaction came. They reached out to me, and to continue that partnership. And it's the challenging part is going to be kind of putting this movie together, because I did one when I did the Mammoth Tough gravel race. It was one of those things that you saw me getting up in the morning, and then you put the camera on the tripod and you're boiling water in the dark for coffee, and it's just going to be fun. It's going to be the story I get to tell. Sponsorship aside, I mean, it'll be a neat little project that I get to do.
So this content I get it. This isn't our job. We have jobs. We get paid some other way, but this really is a passion for you. You really want to see this grow.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny. Once I'll be monetized for 1 month, it'll be June. It'll be like July 6th. Will be 1 full month of monetization.
Oh, wow.
So I searched YouTube on how much does a cycling content creator make, and nobody publishes figures at all.
Yeah, I've seen a few, and it's a little scary sometimes.
Right?
If you think you're going to be a millionaire.
I hope so, but it's not looking that way. But I've been doing a screenshot. I've been keeping track of my daily revenue, and it'll be a cool video that comes out. How much I made my first month. It'll give you this many subscribers, view time, and it's not a lot to quit my day job. Yeah. I gotta keep that money flow coming in.
Kazo Zeki, what's going on, brother? Another SoCal rider. Appreciate you coming in. Always appreciate you coming in. I still haven't added the rice and the eggs yet. You do that this weekend. Honey, rice and eggs. That's the spirit. Just go with confidence and do what you do. I think that's what really attracts me to your content. And I'm not blowing some smoke up, but you're genuine. And I think that's what always attracts people to a certain channel and whatnot, is to be genuine. And do you feel that way?
I do. Yeah. It's like I said, when I was in that funk of you couldn't get above those hours. And then I got to a point where I'm like, I'm just going to do it for me. If I get monetized, I get monetized. If not, I'm going to keep doing it. And like I said, that one video blew up, and then the next ones didn't do so well, but I just kept putting out content. And it's funny because I told my wife, I'll give you the figures in the video when I publish it, but she's like, how much are you making now? I'm like, this much. She's like, I'm like, yeah, but if I let it sit there for a year, I said, that's a family vacation. We can take the kids somewhere. And then her reply to me was, make more videos.
Make more videos. Here, let me show you this, folks. Look at this guy. 1 day, 5 days, 6 days. I mean, it's one a day. Like some people go, I'd like to put out a video a week, 2 videos a week. You are banging them out, sir.
Yeah.
How? What is your magic potion? What is your secret?
I don't think there's a secret. That last little hump where there's like 5 days in between, it was my last week of school, so everything was hectic. But it's just like it's a passion. So if I'm not filming or I have an idea to execute something, I'm like, what do? I don't want to clean the house. That's unless I do a video about it. But
No, but
it's just one of those things that I want to be filming something, and then like I was just sitting at home, and that Whoop video, how they ghosted me, I'm like, I'm just going to make a video. I'm not going to send an email again because it's falling on deaf ears. I'm just going to publish it.
I just feel like
I've got like all these ideas. I just have to just find time to, aside from, because I have what, a 20-year-old, 17, and a 10. Got a full-time job. Trying to deal with all that stuff, and yeah, just trying to squeeze these videos in.
We're gonna back up now. You said how old?
20, 17, and then 10. So the two older kids, they're never home. They've got their own cars and boyfriend, girlfriends, and they're gone. But
10 years. Wow. A 10-year-old and a 20-year-old. Well, that's hey, my brother and I are 10 years apart, so that happens. Good for you. But it is funny. Like I have, and it's so painful. I have so many ideas and I could have been creating. I created during my vacation, which my wife, we'll talk about that later. Can you put the camera down? But it's in us. But I have so many things in my head, and this brain of mine, hence the therapy, I get too much going on that I get none of it done. And I really got to start. You're an inspiration, man. I got to tell you. Folks, if you don't know his stuff, you got to go to Cali Domestique. It's right here. I'm not wrapping this up just yet. But because of your Instagram, are you getting more people, or do you have to reach out, or are you starting to get more people in?
For the followers, yeah.
No, I mean like products, people, content.
I'm starting to get a lot more, and then especially I've got a Pelli Domestique branded email. It's shane@pellidomestique.com, and I put that at the footer of all my YouTube videos, and it's in my collab on Instagram. But I've got companies starting to reach out now. Like I said, before we were offline, I but to a point where I was so backed up with getting reviews out. It's just like it's a job now. So now I'm becoming very selective on what I take in. But it's neat. I don't know if you're familiar with Gulo Composites. They're a carbon fiber wheel. They do mountain, road, gravel, but they have a carbon fiber spoke. So he reached out via Instagram saying that he loves my content. Can I send you a set of wheels? I'm like, I'll take carbon wheels. And then he was one of the vendors that I met in person at Sea Otter, which was pretty sweet. So I did they're always in my videos, those wheels that I use. I did a review video on them, and I love them. But me still thinking I'm a small creator with 15,000 followers on Instagram, for somebody like that to reach out to me they were up in North Carolina, and he reached out to me. So
I'm an 18 and I don't even want to talk about go offline on YouTube for a month and then look at your hours. Holy cow. I've never seen anything so small in my life. But again, I do this to meet people like you. So if I go out there, I maybe ride with you. You'll be way ahead of me, but we'd still meet up. You're obviously passionate about bikes, whether it's road, gravel, or where did this passion first start? Where did this come from? Was it a child, or was it later in life?
I mean, we always had bikes growing up as kids. We lived just outside of Toronto. We lived behind a zoo, so we would ride our bikes through the creek. On the one side was the park, the other side was buffalo. And I guess they don't like water, so there's no fence or anything. So we'd be riding our bikes through this shallow creek, and then you've got wildlife on the side. Wow. We always had bikes. I mean, dating ourselves back in the 80s and 90s. I mean, you were never home. You were on a bike. There was no cell phones. We'd play street hockey until dinner time. We'd kick and scream to go inside. We'd eat as fast as we could, get back outside, and it was a school night back in by 9. But yeah, we were always out. And then it wasn't till 2008 where I went to Walmart and I said, I'm going to buy a mountain bike.
Wow.
And I bought a CCM Falcon. It was a one size, and it was probably like 3 sizes too small for my height. And I said in Canada, I said, if I put 300 kilometers on this year, I'll invest in a expensive road bike, which is 180 miles. Wow. And then I ended up I got a hernia injury from weightlifting. So that pushed it back to 2009. And then
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
okay, if I get my 180 miles in this year, then I'll buy a road bike. And then had another hernia from building a
Gosh,
deck.
you and the hernias.
So that pushed me back. And then I finally got my goal. And then I bought a 2010 Specialized Delay road bike in 2010. And then that kind of just riding this heavy Walmart bike for $109. This thing must weigh like 55 pounds. Going from that to this aluminum road bike, just that freedom of having that speed with very little effort kind of solidified, okay, this is what I want to do. And then you go down the road, it's like, okay, now I need those tight pants, I need spandex, I need a cool looking helmet, I need to get rid of my visor, I'm not mountain biking anymore. And it's just, so yeah, it took me those 2 years to get up to my miles. And then I promised myself that road bike, and yeah, and then the collection, I still have that road bike. I'm not going to get rid of that. It's 15 years old. It's on my trainer right now. And
how many bikes you got in the garage right now? I don't want to ask how many bike racks you have, but because you showed me.
6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 bikes and a Peloton.
Look at you. You're right up there with Mike Mitchell.
And we park on the.
I see. I don't have a garage. I live in a duplex with I have a carport. I've got to post where I keep my bikes. I actually think it would be comical reel of how bad it is. But
you need some city racks. Get them out of the way.
Nope. I got to show it to you. There's no room for that. Any of that. The passion for bikes. When did you go road, mountain to gravel? Was that the progression?
Yeah. So I bought my road bike spring of 2010, and then I moved to Vancouver, and then I'm like, I need a mountain bike. I'm in Vancouver. There's Whistler. I'm like, I need fat tires. So I got my mountain bike, and then I remember I love that thing. I went everywhere on it. And in Canada, it's called MEC, which is equivalent to like REI. So I remember I locked it up out front. I ran inside to do a shirt exchange, came back out, and it was gone. Someone stole my mountain bike.
Son of a.
Yeah. And I mean, I had the top of the line locks at the time. And then reviewing the footage, the owner of the store, he's like, if I didn't know this was being stolen, the thief, he just went up there and like quick cut of the lock, and he even took the lock, stole the lock and everything. So bless my grandmother's soul, she heard about it and she sent me money to buy a new bike. So I bought a Specialized Hard Rock, and then that thing stayed in my apartment. I took it in stores with me. And then in 2014, so I had the road bike and the mountain bike. I moved down to California, and then just the collection grew. Got rid of the hardtail, bought the full suspension Cannondale, gravel bike. I've had 3 gravel bikes now, and now I've got the Canyon.
You get Canyon guy.
Yeah, which is a dream. I love that thing. And the funny thing is, with those 45 or 50 mil tires on it, I went around Big Bear Lake on an Aero Cervelo road bike, and then I did my gravel bike, and my gravel bike was 8 minutes faster.
8 minutes.
8 minutes faster than the Aero Cervelo, and I attribute that to you're not worried about potholes. You're just riding that big fat tire gravel bike, and you're just getting the.
But you got that Cervelo. Is that how you pronounce it? I've always wanted to know how that's. Yeah, the gravel bike's kind of do. Those tires were like that. And you know what's funny? I saw some Canyon road bikes lately. It's like a blade. The frame is like this thick.
Yeah, no, they're new and
straight at it. The Canyon's putting out some really cool looking bikes lately.
Yeah, the neat thing is that the colorway that I have, I call it pink. People call it gray. People call it berry. I've only ever seen one that color in the wild.
Wow.
And then, I mean, it's a head turner everywhere I go. Everyone's like, "Oh, I love your bike. Where'd you get this?" I'm like, "It's discontinued," but it was one of those COVID buys. It was an internet sale price. It was my size, so I pulled the trigger and then built it up at home.
Yeah, it's a cool looking. Those are cool looking bikes. If I didn't go YT, I would have gone Canyon because they've got some really nice looking bikes. Do you think it could be time for your daughter?
Yeah, I can bring her up. Let me.
Would you mind? I mean, we're getting late here, and I don't want to keep you from your family and stuff like that. I know there's dinner and stuff. Would she be willing to come up and answer a couple questions for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna text her. I told her to stay downstairs, and she's got the dogs down there, so the dogs might come up and be a little loud.
Dogs, talk to me.
We have, oh my God, they're on each end of the spectrum. We have a big German Shepherd. She's like a 100-pound dog. And then we've got a little like 8-pound Maltipoo, the Maltese poodle.
Yeah. Oh my God, a Maltipoo.
And a German Shepherd. But the German Shepherd is great because I've had some people talk to me offline. They're like, hey, do you ever worry about showing your garage and your bikes up on the walls and people might know where you live? I'm like, no, my dog prefers to stay in the garage. And she won't let you leave with a bike if you try to break in.
A guy I work with has always had like 100-pound shepherds his whole life. He's called them all Caesar. And he's like, he really doesn't worry about anything. You see a shepherd sitting there at the front door, ain't nobody coming in.
Well, and it's funny. We paid a lot of money. She's trained as a police dog when we got her. And she barks at the kids when we come home. It sounds like she's going to tear your head off when we come home, but I'm like, I like that. Yeah. I know she's not going to do anything to us. It's just a vocal when we come home, but I don't want to have her not do it.
No, is she German? Is she German or is she American, the dog?
She's a German. Yeah.
She's a German. Yeah, my guy I work with always had German shepherds, and the price for those things are disturbing. And he would get them trained by the guy who trains the police dogs here in Miami-Dade. And you didn't want. I would never go in his house unless he put the dog in the garage.
Right.
It was.
I'm the only one that can walk her. Like she'll rip my arm off too.
Yeah, I have 11-pound dachshund and a Cheagle. Is she?
She's here. She ran up. She's out of breath, but she's here. This is my daughter Cadence. My
ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Cadence. The show actually got good now. Because of her adorable face. You got these two goofballs talking for the last hour and a half. Cadence, how are you doing?
Good.
Good? Do you like your dad being a YouTuber?
Yes.
Do you like being part of YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah. What did you like most about what was one of your favorite videos that you've done with your daddy? I like the one where you interviewed him.
Yeah, that's the one I like.
Do you like riding at Sky Park with him?
Yes.
What's your guys' favorite trail to ride?
What's yours? You liked what's? Oh my gosh, I can't think of it now. It's the lower one.
Playground.
What was it? Playground. Yes. So, and then it wasn't until the last time we went up there that I realized that you can take Playground back up instead of walking through the village.
Oh, I think I've done Playground once. It was one of those just kind of ride throughs.
Yeah. So when you go to the top and then you bomb down arrow, you get kicked out by the jump, and then you can come back up Playground and then get back up to where the skills park is and ride back up.
Do you think it's goofy that your daddy's a YouTuber?
Yes.
But you got your own sticker.
Yeah, we had a shirt made for both of us for Sea Otter. Her name's Cadence. So she had CCR, Cadence Cycling Reviews, and she wore that around Sea Otter. Yeah. So we'll try to build up that channel and get her to do more stuff.
Oh, so does she have her own YouTube?
Yes, Cadence Cycling Review. A lot of it's private. But yeah, we're going to start getting more stuff on there. Yeah,
I guess she's 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's you do the protecting dad thing. What's your favorite thing to do at Sky Park?
Rock climb.
Yeah, I saw that. You're pretty good at it. I'd be falling all over the place. I'd break a hip. Do you like riding with your dad?
Yes.
What's your favorite part about riding with your dad?
Spending time with him.
Okay. If the views didn't just jump up from that now. Holy cow. Thank you for that answer. That's my reel for tomorrow. This is such a cute thing. Your dad had showed us, or he put us, when you were a baby, when you were young, you jumped into a video. Here, Let me see if I can pull this up.
That was
if
what,
you-
7 years ago? If you're
oh my
looking for-
gosh, this is you. Could you stop creating so much so I can scroll faster? Hold on, let me get this. I'm going to ask her if she remembers this. Hold on, where you at? So 6 videos in. Here we go, Cadence. Hold on, we have to do what you call pay. Oh, look, there you are. We have to pay the bills. We have to pay the bills here, folks. Cadence. It's just a beautiful name. Is that a family name? That's just. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Do you remember being on TV or the YouTube for the first time?
Yes.
You actually remember that?
Yeah, she would have been. I know that was posted 7 years ago. I think that was like a video that I found, but she would have been just over 1. So that video would have been like 9 years ago.
And you remember being on that video?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Do you still like? Do you ever go, Dad? Do I have to be in this video, or do you like being in them?
I like being in them.
That's great. And he says he likes you being in them because he gets to spend time with you.
Yeah, there's some bike rides where I have to make sure that the pit stop is at a boba place or some type of snack to entice her to get out the door. But yeah, once we get out there, she never wants to come back.
Do you prefer? Would you like your dad to have you in all his videos?
No.
No. Okay, so you do the back off a little bit. You do say, Dad, okay, I need some me time.
I should throw a video up or send it to you privately because I had the light ring in the garage set up and I was doing the 28-day product showcase for February. I went in the house and I was calling for Cadence and I couldn't see her anywhere, so I checked the cameras we have in the garage. And she's sitting there with her phone in the middle of the light ring, and she's reviewing all the products that she saw me do. So she had them all lined up. So she was talking about all the products one by one, and she was recording on her phone. So I thought that was pretty sweet that she saw me doing that and then kind of mimicked what Dad was doing.
And to reverse or flip that question, Dad, do you like having her in the video, being a part of what you're doing, creating?
Yeah, no, I love it. It has that element of humbleness, showing me that it's not just me in front of the camera all the time. I think it was like day 7 or 8. But when we did the product showcase, I ended up doing a air tag holder that went on a bike. Mm-hmm. And this little mini skit that we did was I had my bike outside getting ready for a ride, and then she's got a balaclava on, and she runs out of the bushes while I walk away, and she steals my bike. And then I have to track her down on Find My Friends, and then once I see her walking down the street with the bike, she takes off running and drops the bike. So,
there's the whole family. Oh, we just had the wife now, and the 20-year-old and the 17-year-old. And what do your other older kids think about you being a YouTuber? Or are they just like, Dad, whatever?
It's funny because Nathan, who's trying to go to college for volleyball, he just got accepted to UCI Irvine, and he wants to put a highlight reel together for his volleyball to get on the team. And he's like, they don't really pay. They have their own lives going on right now. But he asked me, he's like, hey, Shane, do you know much about doing videos for YouTube? I'm like, I can help you. I know a thing or two because he wants to compile all his plays throughout the year and edit them. I'm like, I know somebody.
It is funny, those kids. You got the kids that are a little bit older and at that age, and I don't know again, but I remember myself back then. Your parents were over here for a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then they come back when they get a little bit older. They realize, oh, they're my parents.
There's that age gap for sure. Because I remember when I had the freedom of my own vehicle, and you had your own job, your money coming in. It's like, all right, but then you can't tell them that. They have to learn on their own. And then once it comes full circle, you're like, oh, I should have spent this time. But then I had this time away, which was good too, because you got to spend time with your friends and do all that fun stuff. But
yeah, they come back.
They come back. I'm back. Like I said, my mom's coming, flying in from Toronto tonight. So it's funny too. Moving to California, everybody wants to come visit. Really? So I rarely have to buy a plane ticket to go home because they're like, no, don't come to Canada. We'll come to Hollywood. We'll come to LA and see you.
That's so weird. When I lived out there, nobody visited me. I think my mom came once. Mike's got a volleyball daughter. So
Nice.
I've taken up way too much of your time. You have family. Caden's probably is dying for some chicken nuggets or something. Or you guys are probably healthy. You probably eat some good food.
We had Popeyes after school.
Oh, okay. Cadence, would you want to join in on this? This is the 10 rapid fire questions that I do at the end of my show just to get off the whole subject and get to know the person a little bit better as a person. Would you want to join in?
Yes.
Some questions might be a little bit hard. Oh, hold on. Here it is. Here it is. Is this the one? Oh, where'd I put it? I'm all over the place. Okay. So you guys, are you ready? I forgot to ask. Are you ready?
Are we doing 1-1 or like?
I do 10 questions. You guys can answer however you want. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the comment section watching live, go ahead and join in. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's 3 of us. I don't think we're alone in this universe. How do you handle it? How do you handle a situation when you forget somebody's name in a social event?
Myself, I'll introduce them the best I know how. This happened recently. I said, "Oh, this is a teacher that works at our school," and then they say their name. Hopefully, when I introduce my wife to them.
Yeah. You go, "Hey, this is my wife, Lauren."
We work together. Yeah.
And then you point to that person, and they go, "Oh, hi, I'm."
Well, that's a goal.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work out, and you still don't know the name, but you gave it a go.
Here's my third question. Rapid fire. They're not really rapid, but this got such a chuckle. Yeah, Mike, I do the "Hey, dude. Hey, man, what's going on?" This one got a chuckle. The last one. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? And just say it makes me.
100 duck-sized horses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they're like this big.
Yeah, I'm 6'4", so I'm taking the little ducks.
I'm thinking that horse-sized duck is. You get one of those webbed feet in the face, I can kick a bunch of ducks all over the place. Horse-sized.
Right. Well, have you seen that new thing going around social media where it's 100 men versus a gorilla?
Yeah, we talked about that on vacation. I think 100 men can, not easily, but I think the first 30 would wear that monkey out.
Yeah, you have to sacrifice a good group of the men, and then
I got to tell you, I'm in the back. I'm not going in first.
You're gonna be the victor at the end, who's got your foot on the back of the gorilla.
Mike's brave. I would like to see a horse-sized duck because I probably want to hug it.
You put a bill on a horse, that's gonna be that's scary.
What is Candace doing there? Is your hand falling asleep?
She's probably on her phone the whole time, watching my food.
Okay, so favorite thing to eat at Sky Park, kids?
Steak.
Come on. What's that?
Steak.
They make steak there?
Yeah.
Do they do steak?
Yeah.
Oh, steak tacos. They do tacos at the front restaurant. I gotta do the old cheeseburger and fries.
Yeah, I had a turkey sandwich last time. Solid. I love a solid sandwich.
But a follow up to that is if you're on the way home, especially coming back to LA, Lou Eddie's Pizzeria, right on the highway.
Eddie's Pizza.
Yeah, if you leave Sky Park headed back on the 18, it's like 2 minutes, and you park on the side of the road. It's overlooking. You order your food, first level. You go down to the bar, second level, and then outdoor patio in the woods.
My sister wants to ride a horse-sized duck. I don't know if I could get my legs around that fat body. That's funny. I'll tell you what.
See if AI can muster up something.
When I went to Lou Eddie's. You said Lou Eddie's?
Lou Eddie's Pizza.
Okay,
I'm
gonna have to Google it. I cut my lip shaving the other day. So going to Sky Park this year, I said I have got to get there's a Del Taco in that little town right before you start going up the mountain.
Okay.
We don't have Del Taco here, and I missed it so much. It's the only place you can get a taco and crinkle fries.
That's well, you guys on the East Coast, you guys have, from what I remember, you guys still have Checkers.
Yeah, we have Checkers.
Yes, yeah. I mean, being in California, I might get some heat, but I pick Checkers over In-N-Out. So
I don't do Checkers. They got a solid fry and they got a decent wing, but I don't eat red meat, so I can't argue with the burger thing. My buddy Blake just jumped in. Del Taco, yes, man. I have a body by Del Taco from back in the day. And I lived there. We lived down the street from a Del Taco in Culver City, and that was just Kaz, man. His first job was at a Del, man.
nice.
Ooh, El Pollo Loco too. You guys have such different fat. Jack in the Box. No, just my lips are watering. Let's get back to the top 10. Name a movie that made you cry.
Oh my gosh, it's
The Notebook.
No, I'm gonna say Notebook too. We recently watched that for the first time. My wife's like, "You've never watched it," so we sat down about a year ago and watched it. And yeah, I think there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
So even Candace, you cried?
Yeah,
It was such a beautiful love story.
it was. Yeah, I was surprised that I never watched it. It was one of those things that it came out, I think, the same time as like the action movie, so I kind of went more towards the action. But yeah, it was a great movie.
Being a dog owner, I cannot watch Marley and Me anymore.
Right.
Oh, I'm a mess. And my wife's actually in the movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that to plug the movie or just. It really is one of those movies now that I've lost a dog a few years ago, and then I've got these two. I cannot.
It's tough too, because we know the dogs don't. I mean, 12 to 15 years on a good lifespan.
Yeah.
It's not. It flies by.
Let's just change the subject now. Yeah. Advice you would give your younger self.
Don't hold back. I mean, if you've got a plan, execute it, and don't think about it. Just do it.
Just do it. That was going to be another follow-up question that I had written down. Is if that didn't work out, it was like, what kind of advice would you give someone who's starting a YouTube page?
Yeah, it's
Follow your dreams.
I like that.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no, it's funny too, because I mean, looking back, all the videos that she watched when she was 3, 4, 5, those kids we were watching kids open gifts and play with toys. And then their toy was in a Happy Meal. They had a TV show. They had a movie. It's like, if we would have started her doing that when she was 3 years old, like we'd be set. So, I mean, it's never too late to start. I have a good friend who's a realtor in Vancouver, and he posted something today actually, and it said, everybody in 2025 wishing they bought a house in 2020. And then he also posted people in 2030 wishing they bought a house in 2025. Yeah. So now's the time. Don't wait.
Don't wait. All right. Other than bikes, what else do you collect? Candace, you got a collection of anything?
Got a collection of everything.
Oh, boy.
She's got what are those?
Out of the mouth of babes.
What the blue ladies? I collect cameras. I've got a bunch of like old Polaroid Land Sharks and box cameras. And what are they called? She's collecting La Boo Boos. I don't know if they're popular. If you know about them, go grab one. Nice. You know what? I've got so many box cameras. I've got one with a roll of film in it from 1916, and I am babying that roll of film because I don't want to just run through it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that it's a special moment. I want to take it. This is what Canes collects.
What are those?
These are very popular with kids everywhere, and they hang them off their belts, their backpacks, keys.
Oh, wow. This is funny. We're talking about old cameras. When my father passed, my mom gave me all his old Polaroids and different cameras, and they're a film camera. And there's this Kodak film that I have that's never been developed. I got to get on that. I got to get on that. Okay, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Do you have any hidden talents? I can't even read my own handwriting.
Hidden talents. Oh my gosh.
Like curl your tongue or double joint it or do a backflip.
I can't do anything. I just ride bikes.
I can ride 100 miles a day is what I can do.
Santa brought me a guitar in 1991 for Christmas, and it's right over here, and I play a little bit of guitar. So I did some singing in one of those 28-day videos. About headphones, but yeah, maybe I'll get some. Maybe the issue that I'm having right now with YouTube videos is even if I use copyright-free music, I still get a strike. So I don't know what to do. So maybe I'll start doing my own music as a background.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, late but not missing out here. We've got JT the Dusty Dutchman in the house. I don't know if you follow him. Do you know the Dusty Dutchman?
Yeah, I follow Dutchman. Yeah.
Yeah, disturbingly. These two guys on this, all three of you. I don't even know how I know you guys or got to know you guys or got you guys on my show because incredible. Everyone. I'm just going to stop. Okay, last one. Celebrity person that most people think you look like. Celebrity person? Did I actually write this down? Oh, no, I said celebrity people that a celebrity that people think you look a lot like.
I've got like 3. And it depends if I have a beard or not. If I've got the beard, people say Blake Shelton. If I trim it down a bit, people say Justin Timberlake. I'm a little heavier right now, but Justin Timberlake, and then Paul Walker if I'm freshly shaven.
What about me?
I could see the Blake a little bit.
Yeah. If you go back to that video with her in the carrier and see the baby face, and if I had my hat off, that's kind of like the Justin Timberlake from NSYNC.
What about me?
The coloring's super yellow in that, but
yeah, it's gonna be May.
What about me?
And then this one here, she's got that. She's half Filipino, Canadian.
Hold on, right there. I can see the Justin Timberlake.
Right, and then if I have a little bit more scruff, yeah, it's. Kata's. I mean, she's been. Her and her mom. People kind of say J-Lo a bit. With the features and the skin tone and the hair. But I don't know what adult celebrity I could kind of.
Yeah, she's so young. It's.
Yeah.
You get Blake Shelton, Justin Timberlake, and Paul Walker. All 3 very handsome men. Since I was 19 years old, and this is what it was. People said, don't be offended, people, by me saying this. But this was back then when I was 19. I'm 53 now. But I always you remind me of the white guy from In Living Color, who turned out, is Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Fireman. Was it Fireman Steve? Who was the fire inspector? Yeah. You know what you know who you look like now though? I mean, you've got the hat on with the glasses. I would say Adam Carolla.
Adam Carolla. Okay, I'll take that. I'm a big guy. That's why I thought it was funny with because I'm a complete goofball. If you meet me in person, this is very family friendly. I keep it toned down, but in person, I'm way out there. And that's where the Jim Carrey thing is because I act goofball, but like Jim Carrey wasn't a name back then.
Right. So, well, he was when I was in Canada.
Oh, this was
Canadian.
Different years. I'm so much older. Okay. Again, I'm looking at the clock. I've taken up so much of your time. Yes.
Okay, this was the blast. We got to do a follow-up part 2. 100%.
Let's do it. Look, talk to the 2 guys that are run Bike Mike and the Dusty Dutchman. They've both been on 3 times. We could do a follow-up. Mom's cousin thought you looked like John Travolta. What? I don't know about that. He's so much more handsome than that.
From Face Off, right? Was it John or was it Nick?
I didn't like that movie because he kept just doing that. It was so dramatic.
Anyhow, who's he supposed to be right now?
I don't know. Woo! With my day, I got to tell you, you brightened my day up because I had a crazy, just chaotic day, and I can't thank you enough. Shane, for coming on here. I really appreciate you taking your time. Thank you so much.
No, I appreciate you having me on and us connecting, and everybody in the comments, everyone who's watching live and post live, and 7-9 years from now on your channel watching it.
Yeah. And Candace, thank you so much for entertaining us all and being a part of your father's channel to make it that much better. Really appreciate you. You've got a great smile and you've got a really great personality, and don't ever lose it. Thank you so much for taking the time. Folks, I can't thank you all enough for taking your time out to watch this live and commenting, from Kaz to Medi to Fractured Rider. Yarna, you all know who you are. I can't go through the whole list. It's a good one tonight. But thank you. All of his stuff is down here in the description. His Instagram, his YouTube, his webpage. So thank you guys so much. Now, if you can, you know what to do. Go get your bikes.